Well, hello, folks. I'm Tom Kravicka, and let's get started on this. As I say, it is going to be snow for all kids of all ages. All right, clouds increasing quickly. We're mostly cloudy now with our Alexandria Tower Camp on Texas Street. No precip falling yet, but it won't be too long before the event starts. Stellies in LeBeau going to the southeast. We see the clouds in that direction, and then let's go in the opposite direction toward Natchitoches. We're seeing the clouds there. So, yep, it's coming, folks. That's the first indication that we've seen the clouds come in. So we're tracking the winter storm, which is taking shape in Texas. And again, this is going to be snow for kids of all ages, but just how much and where and when. So we'll look at radar. Right now, we see elevated echoes occurring off the ground. Now, actually, some of this in the Rio Grande Valley and then points northward into central Texas. That is actually reaching the ground. There's been a mix of precipitation reported there. There's been snow up in the Texas Panhandle, and we've got all the alerts covered here. Winter storm warning right here in the magenta color, and then the northern part here is a winter storm, a winter weather advisory for lesser amounts of snow. So you can see that this is going to be a pretty widespread storm tracking all across the Southland, an area whose climate does not permit winter storms very often. Let's check things out here across the satellite and radar with the dome of cold air still to the north of us. You see those clouds coming in out of the south and southwest there. The precip starting frozen across the Rio Grande Valley, and now a little bit of it breaking out across other portions of Texas. Remember, that's what I told you to look out for. Turn your eyes to the west and see the winter storm taking shape, and that is happening as we speak. So the overall setup this evening, there's a coastal low off the southeast Texas coast there. This creates the moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, kind of splatters it up onto the continent here to the north of it. So again, we're starting to see wintry stuff take shape over in that direction. And of course, the upper level feature is the cause of the surface low developing. So the surface low stays in the Gulf of Mexico, moves northeastward throughout the night and into tomorrow morning. This is when we'll really be rocking and rolling here. Would be Tuesday morning as we see snow and frozen varieties of precipitation further to the south, freezing rain and sleet. But here it's going to be predominantly a snow event. I'd say 90+% of it's going to be snow, if not even more. So again, the overall setup for Tuesday evening, we'll start to see the system pull out as the Gulf low tracks toward the northeast. And so when that happens, we'll see eventually the snow rate will decrease, it'll end, it'll clear off, and then we'll be set up for a bitterly cold night. And that period would be Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. So watch out for that as well. Winter storm impacts kind of across the area. This is a pretty simple graphic, which has a lot of truth to it. So for tonight and Tuesday, there's much of central Louisiana, Sabine, Natchitoches, Wynn, Grant, LaSalle, Catahoula, Concordia parishes. Most of Vernon, most of Rapides, and about half of Avoyelles Parish will be in what we call the minor impacts. Yes, there will be more, the travel impacts will be worse than that. I think the travel impacts will be probably more moderate than minor in those areas because of some accumulating snow. Now, once you get in the south part of Vernon Parish, South Rapides, and the southern half of Avoyelles Parish, from there southward, there's going to be moderate and even major impacts. Areas further to the south, say along the I-10 and the Highway 190 corridor across South Louisiana. That is where the most snow is going to fall, and that is where there will be major impacts from this particular winter storm, and dare I say historic. So futurecast for Tuesday morning, you can see widespread snow falling across the area. This is a good high resolution model to pay attention to. But notice how quickly it ends in the afternoon, evening, Tuesday. This is a fast moving upper level system. And as it streaks through the area, the upward motion will stop, the moisture tap will stop, and we'll see things clear off. The snow will end. But again, for Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, we're set up for the coldest night since probably that January 2024 event, where we did see some lower teens. I'm forecasting middle teens there for Wednesday morning. And there it is, Wednesday morning. And I think travel issues are going to linger across a good part of the area. Those who get the most snow, the impacts will last longer. So Wednesday morning, we're going to have some issues with work and school as well, especially across from Leesville, Alexandria to a Marksville line, along that line and southward. So that is where the most impact, I think, will be. Now, here's a little graphic I put together. How much snow and where will it fall? I've got a trace to 2 inches across Sabine Parish. A trace to just be a dusting, nothing measurable, for Natchitoches Parish and for Wynn Parish, also for Grant Parish and LaSalle parishes. So you folks can expect up to 2 inches of snow. I'm kind of keeping myself covered there. Most folks are limiting it to about an inch up there, but I'm just going to go on safe ground because I know how these things happen. Trace to 2 inches there. Now, as we head a little bit further to the east into Catahoula, Concordia parishes, I'll up a little bit there to about 1 to 3 inches. So part of that is in a winter storm area there. And so we'll forecast a little bit more snow in that direction. And you can see that generally there is a kind of a trend, a definite trend. In fact, farther south you go, the more snow there is going to be. So that is going to be some of the truth of the situation. So as we continue farther south from our northern parishes into Vernon and Rapides Parish, so it's like a safe 1 to 3 inches there. But once you go into the southern part of those parishes, into Beauregard, into Allen, into Evangeline, and into Avoyelles Parish, I think there's going to be a little bit more snow than that. So I've got Beauregard at a 2 to 6, Allen a 2 to 6, and Evangeline mostly a 2 to 6 in that area. Although maybe far southern Evangeline would be more in the 4 to 8 that I've got for Opelousas, Washington, and some of that area down in St. Landry Parish. I think that's where the most of it is going to be. That's where the model signal is best. That's where the moisture and lift, I think, will be best. And so that is where we would expect major impacts lasting longer than it would elsewhere in the area. So again, that are your expected snow amounts for tonight. That includes what falls tonight and what falls throughout the day on Tuesday. It's an accumulation that I'm giving here. So there's your pattern there. All right, let's go to your 7-day numbers. 90% snow across Cenla, so 23, 32, won't be much melting with that. But some areas to the north get that trace or something like that. Could get above freezing briefly. And then it's bright sunshine Wednesday. After that bitter start at 15, we drive it into the upper 30s with full sun on Wednesday. Partly cloudy on Thursday. A little front coming through, but still a cold start and still a chilly day. High only in the upper 40s. So we should be around 60 this time of year. So still chilly Thursday. Friday, not a lot better. 28, 52, but we get bright sunshine once again, which will temper the chill during the day. And then going into the weekend, some changes coming as we continue to see moderation of temperatures there for Saturday, bringing in a 20% chance of rain. It gets better with maybe a few thunderstorms mixing in as we get a little unstable there in the Sunday night time frame. A little front's kind of involved in that, and so with that, we'll keep a rain chance going into Monday, but a little bit less there and kind of stop the thunderstorms there by Monday. So that's your 7-day forecast. We'll be in the middle of the winter situation there by the time Nick Mikulas is updating you tomorrow morning. By the time I get on about this time, I think probably in much of central Louisiana, the snow will be coming to an end, but I'll be with you anyway. And we'll count up the costs, see what's happening there, and see how much, maybe we'll get some snow totals by then. All right, thanks for watching. Again, Nick with you in the morning. I'll see you again in the PM for tomorrow. Stay safe in this stuff. It'd be best not to get out unless you just absolutely have to. All right, take care.